So what's up, guys? Since my last post, I remember posting about getting my new exhaust on my 2011 Honda CBR 250R, and I've decided to upgrade. As you guys can tell, I got a brand, well, it's new to me, but I got a new 2012 actually Yamaha R1. It is a cross paint model. It is the 50th year anniversary, and I mean, I have been riding this bike for about 2 months now. I mean, look at that, the headlights, just, it looks so aggressive. But yeah, you guys might be asking yourself, dang, like, that's a pretty big jump from a 250 to a liter bike, and you would be completely right. But one of the main differences in regards to my bike, it would be the sitting position, or the stance that you're in when you're on this bike, and in comparison to my Honda 250R. The sitting is completely different. This one is way more aggressive. You know, I've gone on a pretty long ride on this bike. The longest I've ridden on this bike so far has been about 6.5 hours, and that was with the passenger in the back. And by the time I was done with that ride, my wrists were killing me. The amount of I guess angle that when you're in or leaning forward, it does take a toll on your wrists after a long periods of time. Yeah, now power, yeah, power is ridiculous on this bike. I mean, I remember the first time getting on this bike, I remember getting on this bike and kind of whiskey throttling it, and I was scared for my life. Just a quick pull, just so you guys can see the amount of power that this bike has, man. I mean, it flies. Yep, definitely no complaints. Dang. Yeah, uh-oh, here we go. Yeah, I guess something else that I can say about this is the amount of attention that you get when you go to like bike meets or whatever. You literally can have this bike just standing off to the side or whatever, and I personally don't like the decals on the side, but I was told that if I take the decals off, it devaluates the bike. So I'm trying to maintain the value of my bike. I'm not trying to get rid of it anytime soon, but for the future, whenever I do try to upgrade my bike to something else, I want to be able to keep the value of my bike, you know. So for that reason, I am keeping the decals on. Let's go. So yeah, the amount of attention this bike gets, it is ridiculous. I remember the second day I had this bike, I mean, I was still, I don't know, tiptoeing around parking lots trying to get the hang of my bike or whatever. And some guy just like, hey man, like, he pulls up in his R3, you know, he's like, that's an awesome bike. And I was like, oh, thanks man, you know, I appreciate it. And you know, just going to bike meets or whatever, like, oh, whose R1 is that? Like, oh, that's his. Like, oh man, cool. Like, how long you been riding? I've only been riding it for like 2 months. Are you serious? I mean, I've been riding my other bike for a bit longer, you know, so I have somewhat, I don't have the greatest experience in the world, but I do have some experience. But yeah, you know, I mean, the attention, the seating position, the power, everything about this bike, man, I have no complaints. I mean, if you guys want to see more stuff, I'll do more stuff. I'm a little bit more active on my Instagram about my bike. I've had people like say like, okay, we get it, you have a bike. It's just that I do like my bike. I have invested a lot of money in this. I got it off at the dealership. I mean, I invested all my hard work money like into this bike. So far I've gotten like a ram mount, which is, for those of you that are wondering, $50 something plus tax for this little cell phone mount thing. Yeah, expensive. I got like a USB charger. That's how I'm charging my phone or whatnot. Not too expensive, 15 bucks. My helmet, my GoPro, and just little stuff like that that adds up, you know. So it gets pretty pricey. I'm not saying that it's too expensive, but if you really want to get into started into riding, I got a couple buddies that I actually got started through. My buddy Miguel, I bought my CBR off of him. He was a previous owner, and I got that bike for not too expensive. Started with a decent bike. You know, you're obviously gonna, it's your first bike, you're gonna drop it. I dropped my CBR one time in a parking lot while I was warming it up. Yeah, it's the stupidest thing, but it happens. You're gonna stall that baby out plenty of times at a light. You're gonna, you know, grind your gears, or you'll go into your gears trying to kick it into gear, like when you're coming from a complete stop and then trying to get it back into gear. Yeah, you're gonna do pretty not significant damage, but it's gonna be your learning bike. You know, you're gonna get onto your bike and you're gonna enjoy what you're doing. You're gonna, you know, enjoy everything that you're doing. So yeah, it's gonna be for really, dude, really. What are you doing? What are you doing? What the hell? He just took the light on red, bro. What the hell? See, this is why people, I was actually talking to my buddy Abel the other day, yesterday to be exact, about how after a certain age you should not be allowed to drive. Also, those people that are texting and driving, man, you guys, man, you guys piss us off, really. Like, if you're on the road and you're texting and driving, like, really, is it that hard to just put your phone down, get to where you gotta go, and then that's it? I mean, me as a biker, the only reason why I have my mount here is to, one, change my songs or my music, because I do have my Senna on. So I do that to just click, that's it. You know, 1 second, 2 seconds, or maybe even at a stoplight, change my music, that's it. And then also GPS. And even if I have my GPS on, like, my Bluetooth is telling me like, oh, in the next corner, turn right. Like, I'm pretty sure if I pull up to one of these people, look, they're on their phone. More than 60% of the time, I will come up next to somebody that's on their phone. I will roll up to somebody that has a phone in their hand, or is doing something with their phone, even when they're driving. And I can prove that to you. Ooh, 5-0, 5-0. Sorry, bud. See, exactly 1% on their phone. Alrighty, guys, I'll probably finish it off with this, and just thank you very much for those of you guys that are subscribed to me. I know you guys have been asking me like, hey, when's your next video or whatever. So thank you for those of you that have been keeping in touch. Damn, it's windy. Thank you for those of you that are staying on my account or whatever. And if you guys have any more interest in my channel or my lifestyle or my bike or whatever, you guys want to see more pictures or whatever, you guys can always follow me on Instagram, follow me on Snapchat. I will be posting them in a little whatever video here, link, description, whatever, and you guys can go ahead and follow me. Thank you very much, guys, and I hope that you guys have a great day and ride safe, guys.